Hi Castleview students. You'll know all too well by now that we're driven by our school values, which are displayed around the school and have been the focus of our school life for a while now. The two statements which sandwich all of our values are as follows: pursue excellence and be the best. Now these two statements are going to be my focus today, but my first thoughts are, how can we possibly pursue excellence and be the best in the current situation that we find ourselves in? After thinking about this for a little while, I've come to the conclusion that mindset is the key. Do you feel like things are a little bit out of your control at the moment? That you're restricted by what's going on? Maybe you've felt a little bit anxious over the last couple of months about your academic progress. Some of you have felt a little bit fearful at times, maybe even angry at the situation. And for this reason, I'd like to share with you a parable that might help us to continue striving for our best.
Feed your good wolf, a parable. A grandfather is talking with his grandson. The grandfather says, "In life, there are two wolves inside of us which are always at battle. One is a good wolf, which represents things like kindness and bravery and love. The other is a bad wolf, which represents things like greed, hatred, and fear." The grandson stops and thinks about it for a second, then looks up at his grandfather and says, "Grandfather, which one wins?" The grandfather replies, "The one you feed."
Now, the reason I shared this parable with you is because I think you've already demonstrated you're feeding the good wolf. In the face of adversity, you're being brave, being kind, and trying to do your best. And this is the right mindset, and I want to urge you to keep your sight on excellence and being the best you can be right now. Don't let the pandemic get in your way of excellence, and be the best you can possibly be despite the challenges you've faced. I'm now going to pass on to Miss O'Neill, who's going to talk to you about some assessments that we're planning for all students.
Hi all, as Mr Barry has said, next week will be assessment week. This is for all students in years 7 to 10 across all subject areas. Your parents or carers will be receiving a letter with full details about this at the end of the week. The assessments will be set via Microsoft Teams, just like your lessons. If you don't have access to Microsoft Teams, don't worry, we will send out paper packs to those who can't access. The assessments themselves are really important because not only are they going to give us a measure of your understanding of the topics that have been covered remotely, but they're also going to give us a baseline assessment for you for every subject in September. This will allow your teachers to pick up from the correct part in September, bearing in mind the really unusual circumstances we've been working and learning through. We know you have been working in a very new, very different, very remote way. This is your opportunity now to pursue excellence and show us your best.